Welcome to Just Curious Media. This is That's a Crime, and I'm Jason Connell. On the show today, I'm breaking down the former MMA fighters beat up dads in golf course brawl in 2023. Now, this is kind of an addendum to last episode. It is and it isn't. It's about MMA fighters. That episode was about an MMA fighter that killed an Air Force airman in a bar fight, which was completely tragic. This is the lighter side to that, but yet again, it deals with MMA fighters. And for the record, I'm not picking on MMA fighters. I just thought it was interesting, and it popped up on my radar. It was also filmed in Oklahoma. The video's filmed in Oklahoma. This fight took place in Oklahoma on a golf course. So I'm going to break it down. I'm going to show a video. It's not much, but it kind of paints a picture, which caught my eye. And we'll break it down. A faster episode for sure, but an important one nonetheless, like all of our crimes on That's a Crime. So on May 1st, 2023, a full-on brawl broke out at the Bailey Ranch Golf Course in Owasso, Oklahoma, which is adjacent to Tulsa, a suburb of Tulsa, if you will. And the brawl was between a former group of MMA fighters and civilians at a nearby home. So TJ Eckert, a sports anchor from Tulsa, Oklahoma, reported the altercation via Twitter, and that'll be the video I show. He shared a video that he received the following morning from someone who was safely watching and filming the brawl from a nearby golf cart. And in the video, you hear lots of people yelling all sorts of stuff, like, what's it say? You want to go down too? Or stay down. You're going to get effed up. Or, hey, stop. So it's a melee. It's not the clearest footage, but it definitely shows you there was a brawl. So let me show you the video, and then we'll go from there. So bear with me. Of course, it bounces off.
Shit.
So there you heard a lot of stuff happening. Perhaps you saw it if you're on YouTube Live. But not a good situation. Golfers want to golf, not get beat up by MMA fighters, or MMA fighters be harassed by civilians. Because it's he says, she said, we don't really know who's at fault here, but there was a fight. And again, I've read more crimes recently that this is happening at golf courses. Maybe more people are playing golf now because of the pandemic or the weather's improved. I don't know, but it's not a good trend. I'll say that. Because the last episode I talked about, it was a bar fight and someone gets killed. They got hit upside the head and he dies. So things happen in even just a brawl, a fight. Anything could happen. So unless you're defending your life, don't get involved. Don't go looking for it. Just take the high road. So Eckert, our sports anchor from Tulsa, Oklahoma, went on to share context from both sides in separate tweets, which did not identify the former MMA fighters or others involved. So no names. We don't know that. But here is what the tweet said. And this explains, the first tweet explains the golfers' side. Okay. Golfers, pink shirt, bald guy, etc., say kids were running around on course. They told kids to get back on the other side of the fence so they didn't get hit by ball. Lady from house yells at golfers, says dads will fight them. Golfers are former MMA fighters. Okay? That's the golfer side. This is the house side in his second tweet. Golfers told house kids to watch out. House made joke back. Bald guy freaked out, yelled at, cussed out kids and wives. Men from house ran out to confront golfers, stand up for women and children. Fight ensues. And that's what led to what we just watched or heard, if you're just on the podcast version, the audio version. And it's not good. I mean, no matter what, both sides are at fault. There was probably yelling. People get heated. MMA fighters aren't going to back down. Dads aren't going to back down. It's unfortunate. It's an unfortunate situation. Now, it's also unclear if anyone was seriously injured in the altercation or if police were called. I can't see how they wouldn't have been called. And there was a few good takedowns there. One guy swings at him, he takes him down, he reaches for his legs, he takes him down more. So you could just tell some of these guys were very well trained. And a few hits were taken. I hope that they took mercy on the dads. I read several accounts of this, and it all said the same thing, that the MMA fighters pounded the dads. I wrote beat up, so there you have it. But as I mentioned, this scene happens more often now, and just a few days ago, there was another fight, which I watched online at a golf course in Lakeland, Florida, I think over slow play. So, if you're going to golf, be careful out there. Take the high road and just always, always, always look to get out of said situation. If it's not life or death, there's no reason to be fighting. So that about covers it. Again, it was more of an addendum episode, and we'll come back with some meatier ones. I know Sal likes the lighter things, but we like to mix it up here. Everything from a misdemeanor to a murder on That's a Crime. But that covers it. That covers the true crime story of the former MMA fighters beat up dads in Golf Course Brawl in 2023. So thank you so much for listening, and please be sure to subscribe to the That's a Crime podcast and the That's a Crime YouTube live channel. You can also really help us by giving this show a 5-star rating on Apple Podcast. And for all you listeners that enjoy sharing your thoughts, you can leave us a review on Apple Podcast, send us a direct message, or post a comment on any That's a Crime social media platform. We also highly recommend checking out our other podcast and visiting justcuriousmedia.com.